My name is Stuart Bacon. I am a marine archaeologist, and I was the first person to find evidence of the medieval city on the seabed. The height of prosperity for the medieval city of Dunwich was, I suppose, in the 13th century. It was very, very active both in shipping, shipbuilding, plus the building of churches and monasteries, which made it a leading Christian and historical part of East Anglia. I knew Dunwich as a child, and I can remember sitting on the ruins of one of the churches with my parents, which was just after the war. So when I qualified as a diver, I immediately applied myself to Dunwich. I researched for well over a year, going into all the sort of details, reading all the literature that was available, and I estimated the site at round about a square mile, including a chunk inland. The North Sea is a very hostile sea, and the visibility is reduced because of sediment in suspension in the main, which is sand, mud particles, outflow from the River Blythe, and also material that comes up on the ebb tide from the power stations. So it's in an area of nil visibility. I first decided to survey All Saints Church, which was the last church to go down there, to be in the sea about 100 years. And on occasions I got visibility. I could see about a metre, perhaps even over a metre. And I identified part of the tower laying over the wreckage, because a church on top of the cliffs becomes ruinous. It then becomes more of a ruin as it crashes down onto the beach. So it covers quite a large area, and the most significant thing was when I first saw All Saints, it was covered in pink sponges. There were pink sponges everywhere, and thousands upon thousands of crabs and lobsters, and it was quite a sight. A lot of the experts, so-called experts, had suggested that all of Dunwich should be washed away, you know. But that's not the case. It's there if you can find it. The next church in my sights was St. Peter's, which was a large church, as large as Blytheborough. What I decided to do was get a rope that was exactly the length from the beach to where the ruin should be, which in memory I think was getting on for 300 or 400 metres, and that was on a giant wheel thing, so you could gradually undo the rope as you went out. I got two other divers who would come with me, and at 8 o'clock, slack water, I was ready to go, but the divers didn't arrive. So I just went by myself, attaching the rope to myself and going out, plodding away, until it went taut, which I knew I was at the limit. And incredibly enough, just before it went taut, there were all the ruins of St. Peter's Church. And on that day, once more, I got something like a metre, perhaps just over a metre visibility. So it was a fantastic day. I found St. Peter's. Most of the dives, I find it exciting to get down there. There's something about Dunwich that gives you this awesome feeling. It's quite a deep feeling once you're down there in the dark, and certainly when you're on a ruin, you know, your mind goes a bit wild.
Gather evening, like fans unfolding, swallows murmur, a fleet errand, stand on shingle, sleep on reeds, grey summer days, heavy nothing.